What's going on, everyone?
Yo, yo, yo.
So today's going to be exciting.
How's it going,
I'm running a
y'all?
little behind. I'm running a little behind, so I'll be on camera shortly. But yeah, man. So Ian, myself, and Marcus, we talked a little bit of spoilers for Brand New Day last time when we did our spoiler-free review. Basically, we did an hour session of trying to not spoil the movie, but now all the spoiler talks are out, and now we're gonna just deep dive into it. So I'll let you boys have the floor, and I'll be right back. Go for it.
So how
Lucas,
y'all want
actually,
to
you
kick
weren't.
this off?
All of this happening, by the way, all all of this happened the day before I saw the movie. By the way, guys, I love I love tuning in
Oh,
for the
great!
stream for like 2 minutes, and then immediately hearing, "Oh, it's Jean Grey."
Oh, no way! Wait, was that
That's
on
funny.
ours?
It
Was that on
happens.
ours?
It happens.
I mean, we said it.
That's
We
funny.
said we said so many
I'm
spoiler
almost certain that
warnings.
I heard.
He probably
My
kicked.
bad.
He probably kicked in
No,
like when it was like late. He-
yeah,
That's funny.
right as like an hour before I went to sleep that night. It was already like I think damn near 10 o'clock. I just tuned in. I wanted to say hi guys, and all I hear is it's Gene.
That's funny. That's too funny.
RB.
Man,
It happens.
sorry, but hey, guess what? But on a good note, hey,
Uh,
guess what? On a good note, you did called it though. From the last time that we spoke, you did
Yeah.
call it and said you did say it
I
was going to
did.
be a good thing.
Oh,
What
I
did
knew.
you?
I knew it was gonna be Gene. There was no surprise there.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
what did you think, Lucas? We
yeah.
everyone basically said their opinion. What did you think on it?
Um, so I don't know. My opinion has changed after the few days that I've had to kind of like sit on this movie, or I guess the whole week that I've had to sit on this movie now. I, I liked it a lot when I first, went to see it. I went to see it with my buddy Robert, my brother, and my girlfriend, whatnot. We all really liked it, fresh out of the theater. Sorry if I'm cutting around a bit, but thinking on it now, the plot is a little dumb. The plot's a little stupid, but overall, Spider-Man feely wise, it felt very much like Spider-Man, more so than it has in the past three Tom Holland movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we all said it. We said that his performance is the best in this movie for Tom
Yeah.
Holland. The Spider-Man
Mm.
action, we all said it that yes, you're exactly correct that this was his best performance. But as you said, what plot, dude? Like what plot, right? It's like three movies in one, and apparently there were reshoots, and apparently this is supposed to be after Doomsday, but then with the whole Doomsday debacle,
Mm.
now they don't know. Now it's probably beforehand. It's kind of weird, bro. It's kind of weird how all this is
Now it's
happening.
just
What
oh,
else?
I think
sorry. I
I
know
think
I'm
the
like
reason why
I'm
they're
real
doing
choppy
that.
today.
I think the reason why they're doing that because they know that Spider-Man's a cash crop.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So they're rethinking like, hey, maybe we need to do reshoots or whatever or something to tie this story in. You know what I mean?
yeah, and then also now I saw new leaks of Doomsday,
Mm-hmm.
and so if it's true, if it's true,
Yeah.
then the post-credit scene will make sense of Spider-Man being far away and all this other jazz in outer space. Because allegedly, spoiler
Oh.
warning for the no one wants to know Doomsday leaks, but apparently, uh, Tom Holland is going to make an appearance now in Doomsday at the end.
Other thing too to add to that, uh, uh, I forgot the channel. New Rock Stars. I like to watch them, right? And
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
so,
love
New
that
Rockstars is
guy.
cool, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So they did a breakdown, and they said something that I forgot all about. So Ned's device, right,
Yeah.
worked based off of people reporting on sightings of Spidey. So that blip at the end is based on somebody reporting on a sighting of Spidey wherever that is, you know. So
Mm.
whether it's Peter, whether it's a different Spidey, whether it's
I
Miles,
didn't think
it's
about
based off
that.
of somebody. Yeah, it's based off of somebody seeing that Spider-Man, whoever that
I didn't
Oh, that's
think
Spider-Man
about
cool.
that.
is.
Yeah, holy
Yeah,
crap! Because I'm thinking like
yeah.
it was Spider-Man, but it's somebody reporting Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
so
Reporting that they saw,
we know
yeah,
we know from the movie that Peter already knows about the Spidey tracker. So I'm assuming that it is Peter doing
yeah,
some sort of like distress call of sorts, just
probably.
because like
Could be.
the context clues that they gave us in the movie, which again, this movie is it's a special case. I both love and am like confused about it, but
Mhm.
you know, I like the continuity there because like it helps you build those assumptions in a more like grounded sense. Like, oh, Spider-Man knows about the Spidey tracker. Cool. So they set up in the post-credit scene, which I don't think is a very good credit scene for a
It's
Spider-Man
not.
movie. Let me be so for
Mhm.
real.
No,
Probably
you're
one of the
absolutely
worst
right.
MCU post-credit scenes that we've ever seen. Like,
That
I
one
don't know. I've
and
mean,
the
never been
cap.
so.
That one and
I
the
don't know,
Captain
man. I
America
mean,
video. The Captain America video
Oh
at the
Oh
yeah.
end.
yeah,
Captain
yeah.
America,
That's
yeah,
it.
that was pretty lame.
So you're in detention.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're in detention.
I again, the way I feel about Brand New Day is how I feel about Evil Dead Burn. It's a good movie,
Mm,
like standalone movie. It's just not a good Spider-Man movie to me. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
I got you.
Even though
Yeah.
it's a great Tom Holland performance in the role. It's the best one, but
Mhm.
overall as a Spidey film, you got villains that are wasted. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
make Jean fucking murder somebody, dude. She had that dude jump out in front of the damn car
Yep.
and
Yeah,
murdered him.
and through
That's
through
murder.
MJ when she was in the body, threw MJ off
Or
the
not just
building
throw
because
MJ,
Spider-Man
she
didn't
threw the
catch her,
cop
and
out.
that's
She
it.
damn near threw the cop off the building too. Like Jean was out
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
trying to murk people, bro. Like the only time
Gene
we
was
ever had that
murking
type
people.
of yeah, the only time we ever had that type of Jean was when the Phoenix Force was like, taking over.
Legit, yeah.
So like, dude, like
Absolutely.
I was like, that's not my Jean. That's not my Jean
No, it's
Grey.
not.
But
It's not.
yeah, this
Mhm.
movie it was just because I watched it again. I went to go see. I didn't go see it in 4DX though. But I did see it
Ah,
again. And I was like, again, Tom crushed it in this movie. I thought
oh yeah, for
Zendaya
sure.
actually did an amazing job in the
We
movie.
did a
But
good job
again,
here.
It's debatable.
everybody acting wise did a good job. It was just the
I'd go to
movie
say
just was like fell flat. Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead, Luke.
I'd go to say that this is actually probably Zendaya's best performance as MJ so far.
Yeah,
I really
I
like
agree.
how she's characterized in this movie
Hmm.
beyond every single time that she's been on screen since. I really liked her in No Way Home because she was like very much no nonsense, but she was also just trying to be there for Peter. But in
Yeah.
this
Yes.
one, she's like again, she's like finally her own person rather than having
Hmm.
to be she's still a supporting character, yes, but she's still like her own separate entity now, and she can make her own decisions based on whether or not she remembers Peter or not. It's
Hmm.
it's
Mm.
it's a really cool thing to see because in the comics they did a very big thing about giving MJ like her independence of Spider-Man. And like even with the more recent comics that I don't really like all too well, it still goes to show that they're still
Damn,
trying to
should
make
kick it.
MJ less of an extension of Peter, more of just like her
An
own person
individual.
that Peter happens to be,
I agree.
you know.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
agree
why I
with you.
love the
And the
Insomniac games, man. The Insomniac games did it better than anything.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
I'll
Well, I
never
don't know, man.
forget when they updated that game to make the MJ missions skippable.
Yeah.
Oh my
I like
god.
the MJ
No,
mission. I like the MJ mission though.
no, I hated the MJ
I don't
mission
know, man.
in the game. I hate it.
Nothing against her character in that game either. It's just the
I
worst kind of gameplay in a Spider-Man game.
I,
It's just
I mean,
the worst.
the
Yeah.
the gameplay mechanics suck, but the story and how it tied into the story to me worked. You know what I mean? So
You,
That's
you
fair.
know what
That's
it
fair.
is, man. Honestly, I really do think, man. We're all on the same page with, it's Tom Holland's best performance, the whole
Yeah.
nine. But the problem is that the story was terrible, and on
yeah,
top of that, when you have Jean Grey being this
Mhm.
person, I'm hoping the only way I can see it get fixed is if this is Mr. Sinister and Madeline Pryor, right? That because remember, Madeline thought she was Jean the
Mm.
entire time. So, I mean, that's the only way to fix it.
I would
Is that
actually, I would be game for that though.
I
I would
know,
be
man,
so game
but
for that, man.
that's the only way to introduce X-Men. You
Yeah,
introduce a big bad, which is Mr. Sinister, one of the big bads,
X-Men
and then
'97
now you
did that
have
because
yeah,
you
I
know the
know,
whole time the way it started off, we all thought it was Dream, and
thought it
then
was
boom,
Jean.
it's Madeline.
Yeah, and it's Madeline.
It's Madeline
Absolutely.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Absolutely. Now, is it a little early for that?
Yeah,
Absolutely. It's
yeah.
too early for
Very,
that. However,
like
very.
in order to save the story, though, that this Jean is not a psychopath, that's the best way. But
Oh,
who said this? Because I watch a bunch of YouTubers like Rockstars, Neurotic, and all them, and dude, apparently they were saying that the new X-Men that they're casting is going to be morally ambiguous.
Well, you know,
What?
so we got two other castings
so we're
now.
getting
So we
like the
got
ultimate X-Men.
yeah. So we got
Yeah,
Cyclops now.
man. I don't like that, man, because the only one that struggled with morals, but it was key to the story was Cyclops. Because remember, Cyclops is supposed to be the best of both Charles and Magneto. And
Yeah.
that didn't
Correct.
happen until further on where he saw the shortcomings of both. And he was like, bump
Yeah.
that as the leader of this group. I'm going to do what's best. And that's where the whole X-Men versus Avengers thing happened, because he's like, I'm not killing my daughter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
My granddaughter. He's like, I'm not killing my granddaughter. There has to be a better way. And then you had the Avengers like, no, she's a threat. We got to kill her. He's like, absolutely freaking not. Right. And then it's just like, these hands are ready to eat for everyone.
Yeah.
So, I don't want a morally ambiguous at all, man. I don't want that for the X-Men. The X-Men always fought for justice, and that whole story needs to play out. I don't want oh, it's okay, we can kill people. You know what I mean? That was never a thing for the X-Men.
Yeah.
If you really want to go there, the only rough one that was like, I'm murking people was Wolverine. You know what I mean?
Nah, because Remy was quick to be like, hey,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
well,
that's
sure, but again, because of Xavier's influence and Cyclops and stuff like that, it didn't happen. Unlike Wolverine, Wolverine was always the one that told Cyclops to go F himself, right? So that right there, man, I don't like that. If they're trying to
Remy
set it
was
up
a
that
fucking
way,
assassin, dude. He was already
I know.
killing people
Right.
before he
I know,
joined.
man. I know, but again, that's why I like when he gets there. That's not it. You see what I'm saying? Like, despite people's pasts, when they were at the mansion, it was the second chance.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, man. I don't want that for anybody. So to have Jean Grey to automatically just go ahead and do that, man,
Dude, she was freaking
that
murdered.
killed me, bro. I know, man. I know.
I
then all of a sudden-
definitely agree with you on not wanting them to be morally ambiguous. I do
don't.
still want them to have like that conflicting thought though, because one of
Yeah.
my
Sure.
favorite parts in X-Men
Sure.
97 is when Cyclops like is talking to the reporter and he's being like, because if it weren't for us, you people would be dead.
But
And,
remember,
he
mind you,
shows
Lucas,
the
you're
anger.
right.
I don't know. I like it.
You're right, Lucas. But to your point, which you're absolutely right, I'm not going to disagree with that. But remember, X-Men 97 is a sequel to the previous, right? To the previous
Right.
season
Excellent.
and series. And then on top of that, remember, this is what happened with the whole Genosha thing. And they were already, so Cyclops was already it shows Cyclops in that middle ground already, like believing in Magneto now, right? And then, but when you saw them fight in the spaceship, he was like, nope, this has to end as well, right? So he's in that middle ground, and it was already established that Charles's way wasn't working, especially when they found out Charles was alive and faked his death. that also messed with his head too. So, I want to see a progression of that in the X-Men. I don't want to starting out like that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you
No, I
all
hear
feel
you.
about the casting of
That's-
Cyclops?
I mean, he looks good.
I'm
He
okay
okay
looks
I
with
with
like
the
that
that.
he's
or whatever his
yeah.
name is.
And
Yeah.
Ian called it. Ian called it from day one. Ian called, we're gonna get a whole new cast that's younger, the whole nine, and that's where they're going. I'm afraid, even though Tom Holland, what he has for him, even though he's older, he looks young. But what I'm afraid is you're gonna establish a whole new universe with young peeps, and then now you're gonna have an older Spider-Man when that shouldn't be the case.
Well, so
Go ahead,
Tom
go ahead.
said though he's hoping to do what RDJ did for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Ah,
so being like he's that mentor for mutants now and that advocate for mutants, and so I was like, that's not what
nah,
Spidey is
man.
supposed to
Then
be.
yeah,
But
then
I get
Ian.
where he's coming from, but I was like, nah.
No, man. Then
Yeah.
Ian's theory should have planned out. Then you should have had the Young Avengers. You should never have
I,
gone
I think
the
I
leader
think
of the
still the Young
X-Men.
Avengers is coming though. I think
Yeah.
I'd rather
that's
that.
what they're I think they're coming. I think this is after what Secret Wars. I think they're just gonna just say, hey, thank you guys, and then just carry it on.
How do y'all
Pass the
feel
torch.
about Samara Weaving being Emma Frost? Do you think we're gonna get the Hellfire Club?
Like I said,
Or-
I wanted her to be Black Cat, man. That was
Yeah,
my
me
Black
too.
Cat.
Should have been. Should have been.
That would have
But
been my.
you know
that
what?
was- I'm okay
I'm
with
not mad. Yeah,
know.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
But I mean, do
But-
you think we're gonna get the Hellfire Club with her?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It could be. Could.
Because that means you got to bring in Sebastian. You got to bring in who else was in
Yup.
Hellfire Club? Azazel. You got to bring it's a few Colossus.
I mean, they kind of did already. They kind of did already in the X-Men Origins. You know what I mean?
Well,
But-
in the First Class and stuff. Yeah.
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 Sorry, First Class. Excuse me. You're correct. But yeah, man. Yo, I don't know, man. I'm weirded out by this whole thing.
I think they're gonna bring. Like I said, I think they're going younger. I think. I don't know if Wolverine. I don't know if Wolverine's gonna be recasted. I think he's just gonna be
They need to.
Wolverine. But I think his daughter is going to be a part
Laura?
of the. I
No,
think you know what I mean.
man. I don't want that.
Yeah.
No, man.
Uh,
Ian, by the way, you're flashing. I don't know why. Your
My
camera's
what?
flashing. Your camera's
Oh.
flashing different colors.
Sorry,
in
I'm
and out,
watching
in and out,
TV.
in and out.
Yeah,
Oh, you're good.
TV.
But yeah,
Sorry.
no, man. You're good. You're good. It was distracting. I was like squirrel. But no, man. I think they should recast Wolverine. Like I said, Henry Cavill. Wolverine's supposed to be old anyway, so Henry Cavill I think is still a good pick. But it's just one of those things that when you introduce the X-Men in this way, it already leaves a bad taste for mutants. And also, like now, before, remember the mutants had prejudices against them just because they had powers. But now they're gonna have a freaking reason to hate them because of Jean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's why the way to fix the story is, hey, we thought it was Jean this whole time. It wasn't, right? Madeline Pryor.
And then it's Madeline
And it would make
Pryor.
and it would make sense too. You know what I mean? Because now you have someone that, is a new clone, can't really control their powers. It works out
Right.
in that way. You know what I mean?
Like
But
I said, it could happen. I think we're gonna get that X-Men that is like, okay, this is how I think the MCU is doing it. I think the MCU is going for the point of, Spider-Man is not following the criteria of the comic book Spider-Man with the MCU, but it is working, correct? I think they're going to do the exact same thing with X-Men. That's just me. I honestly, I think they're going to do the exact same thing with X-Men, which, like I said, it may not be bad at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think what's going to happen is after Secret Wars, that's when it's all going to happen.
Man, I don't know, man. I honestly, yeah, you're probably right, or they're probably going to show up at Secret Wars. But I just don't. I don't see it as a good taste of the direction that they're going, especially that Doomsday. All the leaks, man, is a bunch of clusterfuck, if you will. Just happening and throwing shit together. it's like, what are we doing? You know, they need to really focus. I've said it before, Marcus. You've heard me say it for like
Mhm.
years ago, and I told you and Dave this. They need to start focus on solo movies, man. Not everything needs to be a 10-year plan. Not everything has to be a 15-year plan for this.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, this is not working, right? You know, obviously Spider-Man is working, but none of this story is working after Endgame, man. They really need to focus on solo movies. They really do. And once you start doing that, if you want to establish everyone together, you can. I mean, it's very, very simple to do solo movies and then one movie they come together and they cross paths or whatever. You don't need this 15-year buildup of shows and cartoons and games to be all connected. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
overdone, man. It's overdone.
Yeah.
I really do think they should. Why? Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Why don't we have a Spider-Man movie and it's Spider-Man by himself?
Yeah.
Why do we need the Punisher? Why do we need the Hulk? Why do we need the X-Men? Why do we need anybody? This movie should have had street level stuff. Scorpion was promoted like he had this huge part, right?
Yeah.
What are we doing? All of this was just cameos. And it's just like, and there's no true villain. And it's like, come on, man. You could
Well,
have
the
easily.
DD, whatever, the Department of Damage Control, whatever they are,
Yeah.
I guess are the
Dumb.
villains. But yeah,
Dumb,
that was dumb.
dumb, man. And then
But
on top
New
of that,
Rockstars also said though too, they were like with what's his name, what's the dude's name, Tremel,
which one?
the guy
Yeah.
who was over
Yeah.
with him escaping and not knowing where they are, so they're setting him up to be the threat in the X-Men movies of like linking up with Trask Industries and the Anti-Mutant Registration Act and all of that stuff and
Dumb.
the Sentinels, and I was like, yeah, his character was small in the comics, you know what I mean? So it was like,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, so give me Boulevard Trask again, the proper one, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, so yeah.
The one thing I have a theory on, because nobody knows what Ned meant at the end when they did the handshake. Remember, I was griping last time that MJ can't remember him, but Ned could. But there's two things. So I'm hearing on a bunch of YouTubers that are saying that, hey, no, he just realized because MJ called him Peter in the suit that
Yeah.
that's Spider-Man in front of him. However, because the whole handshake muscle memory thing, I forgot Ned's a sorcerer.
Well,
Yeah,
you
correct.
nailed it
No
because
way
New Rockstars agreed with you. They were like Ned's sorcery. They were like maybe that played into him being able to like the handshake triggered it for him, where
Yeah.
it was easy for him to like the muscle memory for him.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
being that he
Yep.
was a sorcerer, so that makes a
Yeah.
little bit more sense because you said it last week. You said it last week,
Yeah.
so
I said
yeah.
it last week. I was like, how does he remember? But yeah, no, he's a sorcerer. So, his
Yeah,
powers,
because he said magic runs in the family.
Mhm.
yes. And then he opened the portals
No
as
way.
well, the whole nine. So, yeah. So, I mean, that could play a
Yeah.
part. But then now you got a whole fucking can of worms. Is like, now is Ned, you know what I mean, going to become the next, Sorcerer Supreme? Like, what is happening? Right?
Oh God, no.
So, yeah. Yeah, because apparently, according to the leaks, both what's her breath? Is it Clea? I think Clea. And Doctor
Yeah.
Strange is possessed by Doom. So how? Yeah.
I would believe Mephisto, but not Doom. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Apparently, that Doom has them under control and all this stuff in Doomsday. And I'm just like, dude, this is getting really out of hand. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna team up with Ned, and Ned is gonna like save the day. I don't know, man. It's just again, what are we doing?
I think
The whole-
I have a theory also too. I think Jean was pushing memories back in to them, into that that little she was doing that little phase, that little invisible whatever. If you notice, it's like MJ was like crying, and they showed that scene like heavy.
Mhm.
Well,
You know what I
'cause
mean?
it's
Like
supposed to
tears
hurt.
on her face. She was crying.
But it's supposed to hurt.
I
because
mean-
you're frozen. You know what I mean? Remember when Charles does that, right? Not in the original movie, but when he did
Right.
Cerebro, you can kill somebody. And if she doesn't have control
Yeah,
of her
but-
powers, it can kill people.
True.
Somebody
But,
else
like,
said that
also,
though.
too,
That
when
theory
she-
with Ian though. Somebody else said that too.
Yeah, 'cause-
yeah, because just like how
She
she
was
kept
rebuilt
Peter
with-
alive, breathing
Mhm.
for him from that distance. She was
Yeah.
breathing for him.
'Cause-
Same thing. They said that she might have help trigger Ned and MJ.
I don't like
With
that,
their
man, because
memories.
then what's the point of the spell? You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
now you're just negating everything that we established
Yeah.
in No Way Home. The first rule of improv, yes and. What's gonna happen is it's gonna be like Star Wars, bro. The reason why it did so terrible, you have what J.J. Abrams established, then Rion Johnson comes in and is like, nah, what we established is not true, right? And then created his own thing. And then
and it just went to
you
shit.
had the original director. The original director found out the way for episode 9. The original Star Wars episode 9 was called Duel of the Fates. Found out how to tie both of those in a pretty bow. And then they panicked and go, nope, we're going to go back to J.J. Abrams, right? Jar Jar Abrams, if you
Yeah.
will. And then mess it all up again. And it's just like, come on, man. This is exactly what's going to happen with Spider-Man if they're not careful. I feel like the stuff that doesn't make sense in this movie was Marvel. I promise you, I think that was Disney and Marvel
Oh,
just
100%.
adding
100%.
shit in just to add shit in. I guarantee you, Yelena was not supposed to be in that movie, and they pushed her in. I guarantee
Oh,
you
I
a
told you
lot
that.
of
Yeah,
stuff.
because she was part of
Yep.
the reshoots. Yeah, they said
Yeah.
that was. Yeah, she was part of the
I
reshoots.
promise that's all Disney going, you need to do this, right?
Yeah.
And it's dumb, bro. It's dumb. Sony has it down for at least Spider-Man, by the way, but
Yeah.
I just really do think that, man. I really do think that it's going to hurt the
Well,
story overall.
Deadpool says it best: brand synergy. That's what they do. That's what he's been saying for years. It's brand synergy. You always got to have two well-known characters on screen at any given moment.
Yeah.
Dumb. But
What makes
also
the money.
the whole chip inhibitor, I can see that. Remember, because the chip inhibitor, they probably that dude probably grabbed it, and that's what they're going to try to do the whole collar thing, like an X-Men 97. They're probably going to use Peter's tech now, right? So again, what are we doing? And then I love Savage Hulk. I love that Savage Hulk came in. I love that he looked like a cross between Ed Norton and Mark Ruffalo's
Yeah.
Hulk. I love the fact that Spider-Man even said it. Holy crap, I didn't even think you can get that big, right? I love that. But again, we established in Avengers Endgame, he had control the entire time. So what happened to him and also in She-Hulk, right? And all this other jobs, what happened to him that he needs an inhibitor now? You see what I'm saying?
No idea. No, I don't even want to talk about Scar, the Abomination, and the entirety of She-Hulk getting basically turned into a nothing story.
Star,
I mean,
man.
it was already pretty much. Listen, She-Hulk was not exactly what I would call an important show in the MCU right now because it literally does nothing for anything MCU. Nothing that happens in She-Hulk is ever brought up again. They don't even reference that many events from other movies. It's just a kind of a nothing show. And
They had
then
my
adding
boy
Scar in there.
Walk of shame. They had my boy Matt doing a walk of shame, man. Come on.
Yes, I was just about to say
that was
how
disrespectful.
The walk of shame and then that's what we do.
Walk of
And
shame.
then in Daredevil Born Again, what do we not hear of? Any of that. We don't hear a smidge.
Well, no, they did bring up it was like a one-off joke where he was like, "Oh yeah, I heard you were in LA for a little bit or something like that." That was it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Anyone
But
still
yeah, that
curious
was
what
bad.
happened to Staten Island? What happened to Staten Island?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want
I
to
was
know.
like,
I will say
okay,
this movie successfully tricked me into thinking that Daredevil was going to be in this movie.
Yep.
I
Oh,
will
yeah,
say
100%
they
agree.
really they put a lot of time into telling me I like the same color correction, the same like colors of the prison that Matt went to were in the trailer scenes that we saw of Spider-Man fighting the hand foot soldiers. Like it couldn't get any more choreographed than that alone.
Not only that,
but no.
So New Rockstars confirmed it too. So like, what happened to the hand between the Defenders and now? So now we only got 5 members of the hand left. Like what happened between all
They
those
said
years?
they were like acolytes or whatever they said, or like they
but still, Oh, there
No,
were
they
kids
said
that
they
needed
said that's
guidance.
all that's left though. They said that's all that's left is those 5. That group is it. That's it of the end.
Dumb.
I have a feeling they're going to be coming back in season 3 of Born Again, since we've already
hope-
been
Yeah, I hope so,
known
'cause
that Electra's coming back as well.
yeah, Electra is in
I
it, so
just-
I hope so.
I don't understand this, bro. I really don't, man. It's so funny because when you have fans making, and remember, everybody's ideas are not great. You know what I mean? Everybody's, even the original comic book movies and also even some comics were silly, right? Not everybody's ideas are great. But when you have fans that are constantly making better movies than you by their theories and what they're saying and the plot points, stuff like that, that's a problem, bro.
Well,
It's a problem.
A lot of the time too, it's not even just like people coming up with better stories or anything. It's just pointing out, unfortunately, very obvious flaws with the ones that we're getting.
Yep.
And those
Yeah.
flaws usually come down to, oh, we just wanted to do this so that we could sell more toys or sell more merchandise, or because we didn't actually read the source material. Like it just like it disheartens fans from wanting to go and see these projects. Again,
And
I liked this movie. But
I'm
you
still
know,
No, it's
confused
good.
about
We
his.
enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We said we enjoyed it, but at the same time, what everyone's saying this is the best Spider-Man movie ever. It's not.
No.
You know what I mean? Because again, best
Ain't
Spider-Man
close.
performance, yes. Best choreographed action for yes. But story-wise, holy shit, is this a mess, bro?
I wouldn't even say it's the best Spider-Man performance. It's the best in Tom's films. It's still not the best performance for me overall.
I would say that it was the best fight scenes, definitely hands down. I would say that. It was definitely the best that we got, close to the Insomniac games and the whole 9, yeah. But man, and then the whole thing of nostalgia bait with the comic book covers, they were great. But at the same time, though, we would have loved to see these villains actually do something. I mean, Tombstone for 2 seconds, Tarantula
no,
for 2
I don't
seconds,
even want
Boomerang
to.
for 2
I don't even
seconds.
want to talk about the literal 2 to 3 seconds that each of those villains got when I had like such a good idea about Tombstone being like the main villain of this character.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
I'm not one to toot my own horn. I guess I am, but I really liked that theory about Tombstone. I really did. I really, really liked the idea of Tombstone playing much larger role in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
He would have been
Absolutely.
perfect.
The
He would've been
scraps. They give us
'Cause,
scraps.
Who did it better? Spectacular Spider-Man series had Tombstone in the position of Kingpin with running shit. You know what I mean? Like
me ask
Tombstone
you
was
this.
running shit. Like, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, even the jumping from body to body, it would make more sense for 35 meters only if it was a symbiote. It would have been a lot better. But also, let me ask you this, boys: if it turns out, if they start, because you know how they always like to listen to fans and stuff like that and grab theories, would you be upset if yes, hey, Madeline Pryor, yes, Mr. Sinister, but the Jackal is not the one that clones Peter, but Mr. Sinister does instead to keep the tie-in with X-Men?
Yeah. Mr. Sinister is one of my all-time favorite Marvel villains. So, I'll be totally fine with that.
I would only be okay with it with an understanding that we would get the Jackal in some form or fashion. Like if we had
Facts.
gotten the Jackal, not like necessarily in a Clone Saga, but maybe just as like a smart villain that Peter has to face in the future.
Or if he worked
Like-
for Sinister and it was his idea and Sinister like improved on it.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
That's a good
Yeah.
connection.
I could see that.
I'd be okay with that. I like Mr. Sinister.
okay.
He's like my favorite part of the Deadpool game, actually. Like
Dude, Mr. Sinister, it was OP, man. I loved him in every iteration of Mr. Sinister. It was pretty damn dope. Even in the arcade games, you know what I mean, and whatnot. Mr. Sinister,
Especially the variations of them, like awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Absolutely. So, but I mean, so as I was watching it, I honestly think, man, for me personally, if both Ned and MJ weren't in this movie, I would have been okay with that. You know what I mean? I would have been absolutely okay with it because I mean it's been 4 years, man. If he moved on and then like you guys were saying, I would have loved if he had the love interest with Black Cat. You know what I mean? I would have loved if it was something else that he's actually moving on. And remember, it's still I know people are gonna argue and whatnot, but here's the deal. I know that they're calling her MJ, but they even said it. Her name is Michelle Jones Watson. It's not Mary Jane. I would have been okay with finally, because he heard, as he says, Peter 2 talk about MJ and how Peter 2 told Peter 3, hey, maybe your MJ's out there, right? I would have loved if there was a true MJ coming in, and then he's like, oh, this is the person Peter 2 was talking about. You know what I mean? Because he was referencing the other Spider-Mans throughout the entire movie. I would have loved that, man. A great tie-in to yes-anding what we established in No Way Home already.
Mm-hmm.
I would have preferred a more natural approach to reintroducing them into the story. Say, like, you know, he meets Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy, and he's like actually going to college, like I thought he was doing.
Yep.
But they just skip over all of that. He made no friends, no acquaintances whatsoever in the 4 years that he apparently went to college and then graduated from college.
Yep. Not even explaining
no
dialogue,
sense.
bro.
But
yeah,
it's
that's the
again
problem too.
with characters that like I feel that are necessary to Spider-Man stories, such as Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy. Like those are massive characters and massive potential for a new storyline where, say, like, I don't know, Harry and Gwen are taking him to a party, and that's when he sees MJ again. And that's when he sees that she has a new boyfriend and Ned's with her and they're doing great. And he's like, okay, well, maybe I need to move on, but he realizes he can't, and there's the drama. You know, it's there for them, but they choose to make the easy cop out of 4-year time skip.
Yeah. And by the way, it should have been if they were going for the drama or whatever, that should have happened in the beginning. He finally approaches MJ because he said it in the last one, I'll find you and I'll tell you whatever. Yeah. And they should have just established it in the beginning that it's over, right? That the spell is permanent. That's it. And now how does he cope with that? Does that make sense? Yeah. Like now, how does he cope with just moving on with his life? And that would have been a much better thing. It would have been much better. But
another thing that didn't make sense too was the whole his mutation thing. So New Rockstars, I forgot how they explained it. But he was like, remember Keith David's voiceover on the video in the trailer?
Yes.
They changed, if you notice in the movie, and it's faint because you hear it in the background on his computer. They changed the wording because, remember, spiders aren't bugs, they're arachnids. So, like, their process is totally different. So they actually had to change the wording in the explanation of what he was going through. And it still doesn't make sense of what he was going through in the film.
Nope.
You know, so again, the missed opportunity of Scorpion suit being infused with the symbiote and the symbiote being transferred to him, like, missed opportunity, man. So.
Very missed opportunity. Just I know a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't make sense. Again, very missed opportunity for me personally. Some people don't want to see it. I do. Man Spider. That was a perfect setup. And especially if you're introducing a freaking mutant. Yeah. Right? What a perfect way to say that he's mutating. Right? Yeah. What a perfect way to do that. And if you're going to introduce the Hulk, what a perfect way not to beat the Hulk, obviously, but what a perfect way that he's about to die, transforms to Man Spider, and fights the Hulk, and then leaves. You know what I mean? Because he's getting.
It's Disney though. They're not. I heard,
man.
For us,
I did see an interview. Disney I did see an interview or two about like Tom Holland saying how they wanted to do some kind of Man Spider transformation, but then they got like, oh well, we need to think about this. Is kids are gonna watch this movie too.
But yeah, we don't want to scare them.
And like
that was the other reason too. That was the other reason why they didn't have John. That was the reason why they didn't have John Berthold drop the F-bomb, because they are allowed one in the PG-13 movie, but they were like, oh, it's too many kids that still want to go see this. So.
Correct.
Whatever, man. Guardians of the Galaxy put them perfect, dude. Guardians of the Galaxy, you did it perfect. You could have made it silly that he drops it. You know what I mean? Dude, when Nebula can't open the car, and he's like, push the button, and she's like, what do I do? Open the fucking door. I will say though,
It is very Spider-Man to shoot a web over Frank's mouth.
Yeah,
as he's trying
it
to
is.
curse.
It is.
That is a
It
very
is.
that made me happy on the inside seeing that because I was like, ah, it's like a comic book.
Yeah, but at the same time though, like I just don't introduce things that you can't explain, right? So you didn't really, oh my god, so he's upset about MJ, so instead of losing his power he's gaining power, which is dumb. And then all of a sudden you also have the Staten Island thing. Like, what happened to Staten Island? They don't even explain it in dialogue.
No
He
dialogue.
just kept saying,
Yep.
he just kept saying, I saved your ass, you owe me. Oh, you're gonna keep throwing that in my face. And it's just like, what happened in Staten Island, bro?
Dude, at least this is one thing, and again, this is a DC film. At least Man of Steel, when they explain the scout ship being there 1,000 of years, at least we got a companion comic of finding out that was Kara's ship, and she was already on Earth and everything like that because time works differently in the Phantom Zone and all that stuff. At least we got an explanation of why the ship was already on Earth. They could have did that. They could have gave us a companion comic of Staten Island. You know what I mean? Something.
I don't even want a companion island. Bro, you could have easily explained it. Oh, you're going to throw that in my face? And then, Spider-Man loves to rant. He could have just read it. Yeah, remember this, and this, and this, and this. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been easily like a brother dialogue.
It could have been like a little mini. It would have been cool, like a little mini flashback, but the flashback would have been like a comic book. Remember when I saved your blood? And it just hits and it hits and it hits.
And just show
it again falls down to the cheap ass cop out of them doing just a 4-year time skip. Then they don't explain barely anything that happens within that time. He's made a detective friend that he's surprisingly close with, which is cool. However, how did this happen? When did this happen? I understand it's Detective DeWolf is a actual character from the comic book, sure, but in this movie universe, that means nothing to me if I don't see it. If I don't even hear about it.
No setup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then also
the build up was slow. And
where's J. Jonah Jameson?
Yep.
I thought he said he wasn't doing it no more.
No, they didn't ask him.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him.
Yeah, he said they didn't even ask.
Interview.
Yeah.
They didn't even ask him, bro.
Yep.
So you're telling me the guy that everyone loved to see that Far From Home ending into a pivotal part of No Way Home, right? So again, you have this pivotal character in this story, and they're saying Spider-Man has all-time low crime. That should have been playing on the commercials too, like Spider-Man's still a menace, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And it sets up for what Marcus said. Marcus, that J. Jonah Jameson hired the Scorpion. How did Scorpion get out of jail? No explanation, right? J. Jonah Jameson could be the one getting these guys out of jail to try to get Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
So they did admit that a lot of stuff got cut out of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot got cut out of this movie. Like
Andrew Garfield all over again.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield all over again.
Yeah.
I did see the Rosario Dawson scene.
You know what's
oh yeah.
Really
you saw it? You
I
gotta
saw
send
it,
it to me. Yeah, you gotta send it to me because I want to see it.
That was pretty cool.
Oh man, you mean it ties into everything else that we established? That's great, Ian. Let's now have that in the movie.
No, you know what's
to see
really
clear
like really bad about like the way the Marvel movies are now, because Spider-Man 2 came out and I say it's pretty mid to bad range, because it was a whole bunch of we in an extended cut or whatever that I didn't see in theaters.
Oh, you're talking about Tasm?
Yeah, but like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, they didn't even get a chance to make a third. And then we have, respectfully mid to bad movies coming out now. And again, I don't know if I'd say this is a bad movie, but I will say that there's a lot of stupid shit that would have gotten a franchise canceled previously. It's just it's so crazy how like now unfortunately we kind of have to suffer the continuation of just poor ideas and poor decisions because of how the MCU is, and now it's just unfortunately too big to fail until it comes to a certain point. Right now, that point is probably doomsday.
Yeah, and then my gripe is too, like you nailed that right on the head, Lucas, is that and then they have the nerve, Hollywood has the nerve to be like, we don't understand why the movies are making money. Well, Obsession of Backrooms just showed you, right? Iron Lung showed you, right? Like we're literally telling you. We're literally it's so funny to me, man. It's just it's almost like the HR joke that you see on the internet. It's just like, how can we get you to stay? More money. And it's just like, how about we do this? More money. And it's just like, we just don't understand why you
Yeah,
won't stay. And it's like, more money. Right? Like, you know what I mean? It's just it's that. It's literally like, hey, this is what we want. We just want a cohesive story because if you really think about it, my bro, as I agree that both TASM 1 and TASM 2 they have their pitfalls and whatnot. It's a better coherent story, way better acting, way better chemistry of all the actors on the damn film. You know what I mean? And this is why people don't agree with my rankings, and we're gonna re-rank it too. But people don't agree with my rankings, but I put all of that into play to the point that even Marcus, Dave, and all of us on Howling Hour, when we're talking about Evil Dead, we have to re-rank a lot of our horror movies because now we're like, wait, we got to establish, all right, lore, story, and all this other jazz.
Yeah.
Like what, you know what I mean? We can't just go for for this factor, and that it just doesn't make movies, man, because this is
That's
what
why I
happens.
say that's why I say those two films to me are still the superior films of the Spider-Man franchise.
So I got a question. So what if this movie is setting up for the things that we want to happen in the Spider-Man film?
I don't
Dude,
think it
then
will
how are you
because
gonna
Marvel
reboot
and
it?
Disney won't allow it.
Yeah, how are you going to reboot it now?
Yeah.
Right? How are you going to reboot it to give us what we want?
I think Sony would, but because they got this
Yeah.
deal with Marvel and Disney, Marvel and Disney is going to slip whatever they want to slip in. If Sony had full control of it,
Oh, 100%. 100%
I think Sony.
would be
That's the
on
one thing.
top.
Sony knows what to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
They do. Spider-Man
even though,
only.
yeah, Spider-Man
Spider-Man
only,
only.
Spider-Man only. Uh,
I will
but
say
yeah, go
the
ahead, bro.
animation department of Sony knows how to handle Spider-Man.
Well, that's all
I
animation
will
departments
also
do.
say though, Sony doesn't really have a fantastic track record for things relating to Spider-Man, other than the original Spider-Man movies and whatnot.
I mean,
Again, I still say story-wise,
no,
the two
yeah. I mean,
Amazing
Yeah,
Spider-Man
TASM.
films.
I think
yeah.
it's the SSU just kind of, like I said, the SSU took a hit because they were trying, like I said, it's that license. So that you have to keep making Spider-Man movies so that way we can keep the rights to the Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
So that's what they were trying to do. And it, like I said, it backfired because you don't have a Spider-Man in the film. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
That's like having
they figured
like
it
having
out.
a Ninja Turtles movie and there's no Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like,
I
But
think that
it's
further
also
just
it's also
proves
hold
my
on. It's also well, yeah. But what I'm saying is you got to look at Spider Noir, man. What all the restrictions they had, they figured it out, man, and they made it hella dope. With all the restrictions they had, they made it hella dope. And so I'm just saying, I think Ian's right. They learn from their mistakes. And they're just improving more and more and more, man. I mean, think about it. The reason why that TASM didn't do well is because you had the producers chop it up too much, and then a lot of shit didn't make sense. So, but if we had a more cohesive story, like how the original script was and whatnot, it would have been a million times better. So I think they're learning from their mistakes. I think they're going ahead and doing a great job. I just think Disney's interference is what's really killing it. The reason why the Deadpool movies were great because they even said it, they wanted full control, and Disney let them have their reins. They just said, "Hey, just don't do this, this, and this," right?
Yeah.
And so that's why they kept making the cocaine jokes. Remember, they were just they said they couldn't have it in the movie, so they're like, "Cool, man, we'll just keep making jokes about it," right? So it's that, man. It's really that. I
did
again,
miss seeing him in Blind Owl just getting wasted.
Yeah.
yeah.
That shit was fun.
Blind Owl's a trip, dude.
Yeah.
But for Spider-Man, I just this movie, like I said, I really do feel like if you took out Jean Grey, if you took out Ned and MJ, and just
Oh.
had it the way that we were saying,
Ned
and
and
actually
Spider-Man.
develop a real villain. Because
Mhm.
also this is another Disney trope. Like I said, a bunch of the YouTubers that we
Villains.
watch. Well,
Oh.
this is the problem. They're all misunderstood characters, and there's no real consequences.
Oh well, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all I'm misunderstood. Okay, it's fine, right? They did it with Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse of Madness, dude. Wanda.
It's true though.
Oh, I
Dude,
can hear you guys.
Wanda.
I can hear you guys. Hold on. Oh.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, no.
Is that Noah? Uh-oh.
Nephew. What's up, nephew?
He's on his break.
This is sound? This... All right. Howdy.
So what'd you think, Noah? What'd you think about No Way Home? I mean, sorry, this one.
Oh no, my posters! No. Hold on, guys. I'm having a crisis.
What's
Uh
up,
One
King
second.
Matthew?
King Matthew with Noah coming in. What is going on?
Guys, it's like the WWE return.
oh.
Yep. There you go.
If I were to rate it, I think I'd give it a solid. I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10 as of right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Noah. Yes.
Maybe
I agree.
I would say I would like maybe bump it up to a 6, like anywhere between a 6 and a 7, like a 6.5 maybe. I'll get when I get home. When I get home, I'll get into it because I like literally just walked out of the theater.
Oh, that's what you were doing.
Oh,
Joey.
Lord.
Nice.
Yes, I was preparing for this.
I
for
see the red.
So we
I
got
see
a
the
fresh
red, black,
take.
and blue. I see
So
the
we got
red,
a
black, and
fresh
blue.
take from Noah. Yes.
Get the listen,
Yes.
guys. This was in the movie. This was in the movie, guys. They did that thing from the movie.
They did the thing in the comic book, in the movie.
Yeah. Listen, they did some good things. They did some bad things.
Oh, dude, this is bad.
And then they made some. I think they made some. They did. There's one decision that I think that they made that was very bad.
Well,
But
spoiler talk, so say it.
well, I'll get there. I'll get to it when I get home because I'm gonna start driving now. All right.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
All right.
In my lair.
How far from home are you?
Yeah.
Like 5-10 minutes.
There you go. But get it far from home.
He's nowhere.
Yeah, far
And
from
I'm
home.
leaving. And I'm
He's
leaving.
He's nowhere near
And I'm
home.
leaving.
Nowhere near
And I'm
That's the new
leaving.
Spider-Man title. That's the new
Hey.
Spider-Man title, Marcus, since they showed him in space. Nowhere near home.
Nowhere near home.
Oh, you know
And-
what? That
and
should
he's
be the
gonna-
title.
And he's gonna receive a big homecoming from his girl.
And with that, I am gone.
All right, boy.
Yeah,
well,
man.
I hope he
I
dives
just-
in more because I did not hear any of that.
Yeah. No, he said he's gonna dive in once he gets home. So we still got a little bit of the stream. So, but yeah, man. I mean, I really do feel that story wise, this could have been better, and this could have been one of the best Spider-Man films ever.
Could
if
have.
they just could have. They absolutely could have if they just didn't botch it. But like I said, Multiverse of Madness. You had Wanda, literally psychopath Wanda, get let go because she was misunderstood. You know what I mean? And then she's she's
Macho
killing
hugging bear.
people over the dimensions, the whole nine, right? And just to have them, oh, the rock's falling her, right? Like, what are we doing, bro? WandaVision too. Oh my gosh, she's misunderstood. Monica
Well-
Rambeau could have put hands on that ass, and she
I mean,
didn't.
let's
And
let's
because
not
she's
even mention-
misunderstood. Jean Grey, I kill people, but Peter's like, it wasn't her fault. It's because
I'm
it's
here
her
for you.
sister.
I don't
I'm
I
here
don't
for
even
you.
want to talk about the disrespect they put on the storyline of the death of Spider-Man 2 with having the whole Punisher moment where he
Oh yeah.
shoots Peter. I've never like
I
I
called
looked
it,
up
too.
at I looked around. I had to like do a double take with both of the dudes that I went to see it with and my girlfriend at the time because I just like I was livid. I was beyond pissed that they even thought of doing that. And I knew they were doing it all the way up until the point that it literally happened. I was like, no way. Nah, it's not gonna happen. He's gonna see the Spider-Man's there, he's gonna be fine. And no,
Nope.
they fucking did it, and they still had the Punisher. No.
As soon as I saw the rifle, as soon as I saw it, I leaned over to Landon and I was like, Punisher's gonna shoot Spider-Man. And he goes, what? And I go, yeah. And then he goes, does Spider-Man die? I go, in the comics, yeah, but not in this movie, I guarantee it. And
Oh.
sure enough, That's exactly what happened.
I've
I
never
was
been
like,
more
oh, come
upset
on,
because
man.
that's one of my favorite Spider-Man books. I have it in hardcover.
Yeah,
I have the Death
he
of Spider-Man in hardcover.
and he
Ugh.
sacrificed himself for Captain America. And then even the Punisher said, he said, "What were you doing, kid? I wasn't gonna kill Cap. I was gonna shoot him in the leg or something." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's just like it was just the automatic reflexes and and that showed the respect that he had for Captain America.
Well, it
But
also
you're
just
telling
showed
me,
that's who Spider-Man is. If someone's
yeah, man.
even remotely going to get hurt, he's going to jump in the way of that and try and help them. And it's
Yeah.
beautiful, and it's disrespectful that they do it here.
For someone
Ah,
that's misunderstood, that killed
she
people.
killed people. She murdered them.
Dude.
Somebody, hey, well, no, I'm not gonna say that because then I'll get us in trouble.
What?
I'll say it when we
What?
get off the show.
Oh
Somebody-
no! But what did they say? What did
No,
they say?
and
Yeah.
it was actually a woman that said it. She was like, Gene was on the rat.
Oh no! That's wild.
That's
Again, those
funny.
were not our words, ladies and gentlemen. That was not our words. That was someone else that said that.
We gotta have
That's
a
funny,
big
dude.
disclaimer. We didn't say that.
Oh my god, that is crazy.
Hey, it was a woman. I didn't
I
say
know,
it. It
I
was a
know.
woman.
That is a crazy ass take, bro. That is a crazy take, bro. Oh my god. But yeah, no. But honestly, man, I don't know. Like they had great funny moments. When Gene, it goes to show John Berthal's acting though, man. When Gene was in him. And then he acted like that, like a little schoolgirl. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
That was hilarious. I know some people might hate that, but I found that funny. But the fact that, again, what was the point of the suppressor for the Hulk? Because especially that, like we said, we already established that he controlled. Then now he has this thing on, but then when she breaks the suppressor, he also said that she broke something inside him. So I'm like, wait a minute. So then what was the reason for the suppressor in the first place? Does that make sense? Like the suppressor means nothing now. It's like it's kind of a MacGuffin, if you will, to progress the thing forward. Because if he said that the reason why he had it is because him and the Hulk, you know what I mean, he lost control, different story. But you're saying that that's not even mentioned. He has the suppressor, and then when the suppressor breaks, it's not because the suppressor breaks that he turns to Savage Hulk. He says she broke something inside, and then he turns to Savage Hulk. Kind of weird.
I
kind of
think
weird setup.
That was more of a metaphorical breaking because so when she was controlling him, he was Professor Hulk. So I'm assuming that she was only controlling Bruce because the Hulk and Bruce Banner are different people. No matter how much this movie wants you to assume that the Hulk is ever going to respond well to being called Dr. Banner. Never gonna happen.
Yeah,
I know. But that's not my point, though, Lucas. Like,
no. That's what I'm saying.
Agreement.
Whenever she went in and she started controlling Bruce Banner, I'm assuming that whatever she did in his mind made it so that, oh, well, why is Bruce doing this right now? And then broke whatever agreement that they had just for either misunderstanding between Hulk and Bruce Banner. But once Bruce went back into like being Bruce again, you saw that immediate shock, and he's like, the horror, what have I done? You know, maybe the Hulk took offense to it, or maybe the Hulk just got angry because of it and decided it was his time to come out. Or it's another one of those things of Bruce is in a very distressed, emotional state. The Hulk usually comes out to protect Bruce in some kind of way as the greatest metaphor for a coping mechanism. But it's I don't know. It seems like
I could see
something happened, and now
this whole
Bruce
run with Ruffalo was crap. This whole run with Ruffalo's Hulk was crap.
absolutely.
But
my point is this. But my point is this too. So this is again the whole yes and Avengers 1. He was already supposed to have control. That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry. Right? Then you revert back that he doesn't have control. The sun is coming down, big guy. Right? Weird. Right. Then you have when Hulk finally takes over, doesn't like puny Bruce, right? We got Ragnarok. But then You have them not agreeing after that Thanos ass whooping, and then you have him finally come to terms. Hey, I can control it, and we're one and the same now, right? And that in She-Hulk. But then, like I said, with the dialogue in this movie, it's just very inconsistent with his character. He said that he had the suppressor because he couldn't control it. He's like, if you see me with this thing, run, roar, right? And then when the suppressor actually breaks, you start seeing him transform, saying that he doesn't have control again. And then he mentions, oh, she broke something inside me. So it's kind of like, dude, which is it? Right?
Yeah.
Which is it? That's the only problem I have with it. Because what you said, Lucas, is absolutely great. Yeah. If they kept it consistent, but they didn't.
Well, because
They didn't at all.
I'm trying to think now, what if this is just a different facet of the Hulk now that we're seeing? Because we already know from the comics there's, whole fucking load of them. The Gray Hulk, there's a whole bunch of different identities within Bruce Banner, which is why it's not it's never just him and the Hulk, it's him, the Hulk, and whatever other identities the Hulk is suppressing as well. So
all the emotions.
It could also just be another thing of that. But again, they kill any idea of that once they have Spider-Man refer to the Hulk as Dr. Banner and Bruce, and it fucking worked.
Yeah.
So there's no
I'm your friend.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Yeah. It would have been better if they did that comic line that he recognized Peter and then Hulk talks to him. You know what I mean?
See, I still say that spell that Doctor Strange did was only for the world. I don't think it was like I don't think it was multiversal, because then that would make sense, because at the time Hulk was not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just
it was definitely multiversal. It was multiversal because it stopped everyone from coming into their universe. Remember, he said there. He goes, I couldn't. I just rewatched No Way Home. He said, I can't control it. He goes, no matter how many streams, the universal streams he closed, other ones kept opening. And he said,
that one I get. I'm saying when he went back and he said, I want everybody in the world to not know that I'm Spider-Man.
Yes, but then he said, would that work? He goes, they're coming in because they know who you are. So all these other villains from the other universe already knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man. So that's why he said, okay, so if we make everyone forget, would it work? And he goes, yeah, that would work, but everyone that loves you will forget who you are. But
he said, forget Peter altogether. Yeah, so
and on top of that, you ready for this? I want ramifications that it's multiversal. What if we go back to Toby's and MJ forgets who he really is and they're married? What if he goes back and nobody knows who Andrew Garfield's Peter is?
Yeah.
That is a much better compelling story that this has consequences. And it will continuously go with consequences.
Yeah.
And so, and again, that brings us to our other theory that if we had a Madam Web and, across the Spider-Verse or whatever, or beyond the Spider-Verse, this is a great consequence to all of that, man. That every Peter Parker, nobody knows who he is now.
Well, the MCU is like a big Family Guy episode. It always has to be exactly how it was before anything in that certain movie happened. That's why nothing matters in Ant-Man. That's why nothing matters in Age of Ultron, other than the Sokovia Accords leading into Civil War, and even that was a gutted story that had little to no conflict afterward.
None. Yes.
Well, we'll see how they'll tie the whole Age of Ultron in with Vision Quest, which I still don't see how that's gonna tie into the
that's
grand
coming out
scheme of
this
things.
year, right?
October.
Yeah.
October.
This
oh
October.
My God.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. This October. When did that show come out? 2020?
2019.
Oh my God, dude. Come on. 9 years?
Yeah.
And we're supposed to remember shit from 9 years ago? I can't even remember my name half the time, bro. Like, are we joking?
And James Spader is back as Ultron.
Oh,
What?
God.
Yeah, he's back as Ultron.
What is happening, bro? Oh my God. I'm telling you. Listen, Disney's already saying they're going to reboot Star Wars. What they need to do is just drop it all together, bro. Give someone else the rights. You don't know what you're doing. Give Sony the rights to X-Men and Spider-Man and everything. Just give it to them, bro. Like, seriously. Have someone that knows what the hell they're doing and start
Yeah.
creating these movies, man.
100%.
Like, you got to stop, bro. You got to stop. I mean, look, for God's sakes, look what Friday the 13th. Everyone with the rights and stuff like that botching it. This is exactly what's happening. This is exactly what's happening.
And I'm curious how this is going to tie in because it's coming out after the re-release of Endgame. So I'm like, okay, with the new scene being filmed for
With the new
Endgame,
scene, yeah.
what is
come on.
Vision? What is Vision Quest is going? What the fuck is it going to have to? Story wise, like, what is the point of this leading into Doomsday? Like, I'm like, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Do you really think we're gonna get a real Secret Wars like the comic book, and we're
No,
finally gonna
hell
get the
no.
symbiote?
No.
I don't think so either.
Absolutely
I don't
not.
think so either.
Nah.
I think it's a pretty
I'd be shocked.
bet say that they're going to do the symbiote in Secret Wars, or at least they're going to do some kind of symbiote storyline for Spider-Man in Secret Wars.
I'd be shocked if they
However,
do.
is it going to
However.
feel like Secret Wars, where it's like, bring me these people from this world and this and that and Battle World and Doctor Doom? But I have a feeling it's going to be far closer to 2016's run, which is fine. It's fine.
And the rumor is they're supposed to split it up into 2 parts. So we'll see. Secret Wars.
And apparently now the end credit scene or the ending of Doomsday, you find out that Wolverine and Spider-Man survived that incursion. So Hugh Jackman and Toby are alive.
Oh god.
Oh.
And you ready for it? You're ready for it?
Ready.
And they have their memories still. So are we finally gonna get the Deadpool, Wolverine, Spider-Man team up? And these are the guys that save everyone?
No,
So literally, Hugh Jackman is going to be in this till he's 90, right? Literally.
90.
Literally.
Oh,
if they do
God.
anything remotely close to having some kind of victory for the superheroes, I have a feeling it's going to be undercut just like it was in Infinity War, where the bad guy wins again, and then we're gonna have another giant wait, and then it's gonna be a 2-parter movie, as they're saying, because they said the same thing about Endgame.
Yep.
But no, I don't know. I feel like Secret Wars is probably gonna be just about as half cooked as I believe Doomsday is gonna be, because again, we have virtually no buildup for this giant multiversal movie that is spanning different franchises of Marvel characters. Like we haven't heard anything from these characters since maybe Age of Apocalypse or Days of Future Past for some of them, and others we were just introduced to. It's so hard to build any kind of oh wow, these guys are dying. Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow, oh, my favorite character. I do like the US agent a lot.
I do like
oh,
he's grown.
He did nothing wrong.
Character,
He did nothing wrong.
He's grown on me, man.
Oh no, Sam Wilson's Captain America, who I've only seen in one project that was kind of bad.
It was bad, dude. Falcon and Winter Soldier, dude, was terrible, dude. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I thought it was pretty
It
good.
was okay. It was good.
No, it was alright.
It was alright.
Sales ideology.
Fighting the Red Hulk.
No. That I agree with you on, but I'm talking about the series. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was actually all right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you ready for it? Another misunderstood female antagonist. Another misunderstood female antagonist. Oh my god.
That literally kills people.
No, yeah, that literally kills people.
Okay, that I don't agree with, but I mean the story leading up between Sam and Bucky dealing with his issues.
Yeah, I like that.
And US agent, that was good.
Their moments, but it's the storyline and the overall morals that they try to.
Isaiah was great. Isaiah was great.
Great. He was actually pretty cool in New World Order too, or whatever.
Brave New World.
It was supposed to be New World Order, but you're right. That's the original title, New World.
That
Order.
was the original.
But Brave New World.
That shit was heat.
Yeah.
Bro, seriously, the whole bullshit of him fighting Red Hulk is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
There's no
Yeah,
redemption.
that I
It was
agree.
not
I mean,
saved, dog.
even the introduction
That
of
is not-
Adamantium was silly in this, but you know.
So
It-
Captain America stories work so well because Captain America is such a boring character. Like not
the comics didn't
necessarily
do well.
not necessarily story wise, but like
Yeah.
Captain America is all ideals and morals. You always have
Yes.
to have in his stories a moral problem.
Compass, yeah.
There wasn't really a moral problem for Sam Wilson's Captain America other than take the serum or don't.
Hmm.
And even that wasn't a super big part of it. He
One
doesn't
thing
have
that I
these big
overlooked.
or like horrible moral problems that he has to try and navigate as like a seen figure of authority. I really, really loved his speech in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought it was beautiful, but it had absolutely nothing to do with the problem of literal terrorists killing literal people, not
Yes.
simulating it, not attempting to, killing.
But Lucas,
actually
but
murdering
Lucas,
Mhm.
Lucas, they're just misunderstood, baby. They're
No,
just
I know,
misunderstood.
I
my
know how
God.
misunderstood they are.
Done.
Well, that's hey, that's
dumb,
why
bro.
I kind of like that they balanced it out with what's my boy's name? What's my
What,
name?
US agent?
Daniel Burrow. No,
Falcon?
what? No,
The new Falcon? What's his
no,
name?
what's his name with the purple mask? Baron von
Oh,
Strucker. Not
yeah,
Baron.
Zemo?
Zemo.
Yeah,
Yeah, Zemo was
Right,
like, no,
I like
Merc.
Zemo, but he
Zemo
had
was
no-
like, Merc all
No,
of them.
he-
Zemo was like Merc.
Man, it was just as bad.
But no, I loved it that he was that other side of the coin, like Merc all of them. They're wrong. They need to die, and he had his own butler, like, goddamn, kill him.
Bro.
So like,
I'm telling you, bro. But still, it's still, man. This is the dilemma, bro. This is the dilemma that they're not doing it. What should have happened? Literally after. By the way, one thing I overlooked before I forget, Squirrel. Captain America, like you said, the guy with all the morals, the guy that would make the sacrifice for everyone, decides to stay with Peggy. And then this is the consequence. Doomsday is the consequence of him staying with Peggy. Are we serious right now?
I don't like making Captain America the scapegoat for all the world's problems. Unfortunately, it does not
yeah,
sit
it-
well.
same here.
But that's what I'm saying, and this is ridiculous, bro. You built this character up to be the main guy, the guy that sacrificed everything, the guy that had a broken shield, busted leg, busted everything. That was like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself against Thanos and his army before everyone returned. This dude is the epitome, like you said, of morals, and he decides to get his happy ending by staying with Peggy, and this ruins everything. And then, if the rumor is true that Loki and the TVA show up, hey man, we got to move you to a different universe. You would think Captain going, oh shit, this is the consequences of my action. I got to go back. No, he doesn't. What? And this is not even Captain Hydra, by the way. This is supposed to be our captain for real.
Yeah.
What are we doing, bro? Like again,
No,
but this is
that's-
what they should have done. Avengers, listen, he should have never stayed. One, at the end of Endgame, he should have never stayed. If he wanted to give Sam to be Captain America, right? That could have been the same thing. Cool.
Yeah.
Right? But he didn't have to stay with Peggy. Now here's the deal.
He could have became Nomad at that point.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
true Nomad
Endgame.
at that point.
Yep. Becomes Nomad.
Or even
Endgame
just Captain
ends.
Rogers. Even just
Sure.
Captain Rogers.
Sure. But guess what? Endgame ends. You have this beautiful story. Leave that shit alone and start working on X-Men films.
Facts.
And then guess what? You build this X-Men film and you could do X-Men versus Avengers. Because you already established fucking what, 10, 15 years of them already? Now you got
Yep.
the X-Men. Have them come together and you have the X-Men versus Avengers story.
Well, so the other big problem here is that since they've now done the Infinity War saga, which is one of the most massive world-ending, universe-ending, plot lines in Marvel history, they are now going into the multiverse saga and the Secret War saga, which is quite literally the end-all be-all of Marvel, to the point where it starts a rebooted universe. They can't go anywhere after this that would be feasibly interesting to
Nope.
audiences after this, because they've now ramped it up to a point where it's quite literally multiverse ending, as in everything will be gone.
Yep.
You can't de-escalate back down there and try and start doing, smaller stories, because then people are gonna be like, well, where's the heat? We already got up there. Now we're just watching filler.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly what you said, Lucas. And that's why they gotta focus on solo films, bro.
Yeah.
Or even a trilogy. You don't need damn all these movies to connect on these world building, universe building anymore. Once
So I
you're doing
arrived.
it, stick it. All right, Noah.
I was gonna say I arrived to this
arrived at a weird
conversation
time.
late. And I arrived to this conversation late, but if we're talking about Marvel as a whole, be it like in what their problem is, if you look at it, the last movie, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna give my quick thoughts on what I've heard.
Yeah.
Like if you to reference Far From Home again, that is supposed to be the end of the end game, or of that saga, the Infinity Saga. That's supposed to be the last movie. That was in 2019. It is currently 2026. We are going on to 2027, which is when Secret Wars will have come out. You're telling me that so that would be 8 years, and that story was just a little over 10 years. And in Infinity War, that was the start of the end. So that's 10 years. So 10 years they were making films. So you had the time to build up something. And yeah, you can say they had Kang and Monkey Wrench, whatever. Like realistically though, they weren't building it the same way. They weren't doing it was so all over the place, because they were trying to bring in so many characters and do so many different things because money. But they weren't bringing in these characters in the same way and the same feel that you got from the original characters. It's not the same storytelling. It wasn't the same progression. It's just all over the place. And now we're at the end of this, and it's like, how? If this is supposed to be one story, like you're granted still solo stories, but stories that progress us into them coming together, being a team, big bad, however you decide to do it. But like if it's supposed to bring us to a big bad, and then whether it's Kang or Doom, like there's really been no build up for it at all.
Yeah, you're right. And Noah, your internet's going in and out, by the way.
Great, love it.
Yeah.
To your point, I was just to your point, and to what Danny said earlier about Avengers versus X-Men as well. While I don't think Avengers versus X-Men personally in my I don't think that for like the next arc, but like something like Secret Invasion, that realistically you could introduce a shit ton of new characters. You could expand your world in ways that we haven't seen in a much better, more coherent way. And
how they try to do in the show. Ugh.
Oh no, see, that's why I'm pissed, because they had like a really good blueprint for how that storyline could go, especially with adding new characters.
Talking about 97, I'm not caught up yet.
No.
Secret Invasion was what
Nick
show was
Fury
that, boys?
Oh,
It
you're
was Nick
talking about the
Fury
Fury show? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, fuck that
They-
show.
Absolute waste. That would have been the perfect next arc, to have it be like the Skrulls and whatnot, or like the evil sect of Skrulls, or whatever the hell they want to call it. Like it leaves more to suspense, leads more into drama. You can introduce new characters and still have it be, not everybody's like already buddy and they all have to try and get along with each other, and that leads to more good character moments and more good stories. Like you don't lose any of the potential that you have with the old characters, but you can still add to the bunch and lead it up to a big thing that isn't universe and reality ending. Like it doesn't make any sense to jump right in immediately into the next worst.
Look, hold on really quick, guys. April said he guarantees they're going to make Doom a good guy after this film. Dude, if the leaks, honestly, if the leaks are correct, you ready? It's another antagonist that is misunderstood. I'm doing this all because I want to fix all of this, and I want my family back. And in my vision, kind of like Thanos was misunderstood, in my vision, this is a better thing for the universe. Are we freaking joking? So I would not be surprised, April, if you're correct.
Yeah, because they already confirmed that Sue said something like, "Oh, Victor wasn't a bad guy," and this and that, and blase this.
Right?
Yeah. Like I'm like, oh god, here we go.
Listen, I get it. He's a peaceful dictator. right?
Yeah, so peaceful. Let's do it. So Noah,
I'm the
your
greatest,
thoughts, because
Doom.
we were. My name is Doom. I'm the greatest. I'm sorry.
Oh, that orange
Again,
donkey.
I'm sorry. I don't like doing. Listen. Everyone can get it, dude. Everyone can get it. Man, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they made freaking Reed Richards like Biden, right?
Yeah.
Everyone can get it. Hands are E for everyone. But anyway, dude, Noah. So we ranted about this whole film, obviously for like an hour and 20 minutes. What were your thoughts since you just got out of the movie theater?
You're fresh.
Yeah, you'll give us a fresh take. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. So good emotional feel. You know, you're really tugging at the heartstrings. I always enjoy. See, that's from a comic book. It's like all of those moments. I mean, you see also there's a lot of ones like a lot of references to the movies as well. Like Toby and Andrew's movie, especially with some of the way that the web him like using his webs and web slinging and stuff like that. Like that seemed very familiar to Andrew. But then also there's a scene when he like jumps up onto like the cage when he's fighting the hand, and it's like,
I know where you got that from. I know where you
Bonesaw is ready. I was like,
Bonesaw is ready. Hey, freak show! I got you for 3 minutes.
I figured I'd get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, there's so many moments, and also I do want to point out Tom being very grossed out by the web fluid, like the organic webbing. Hilarious, but also shouldn't Toby have been more grossed out by it?
Yeah.
Like if you think realistically, shouldn't Toby have been like? I feel like
Bro saw this stuff coming out of his wrist, and he immediately went, "Oh shit, cool."
You know what they did? You know what they referenced though? You know what they referenced? When he pushes on his web, they referenced a comic where Deadpool pushes on his webs out of his wrists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the reference.
Yeah, listen.
I guess this Peter can have web blocks.
This movie is going to be, a very good setup for future things, because I guess well, that's the thing, right? If they do another Spider-Man movie, right, in New York, because I mean,
the small potatoes, buddy, small potatoes.
Yeah.
Even though you were on the Avengers, the whole nine, small potatoes. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, again, like they did some really cool things, but there's also like they underutilized the hands, they underutilized Tombstone, they underutilized Scorpion. MJ and Ned are in it. They have it all as like all of these things are supposed to be build-ups to another Spider-Man movie, although I don't know how that's supposed to happen. I'm glad that they gave the Marvel movie watchers their own version of Paul. I mean, I guess. Because like realistically, Paul does nothing wrong. Paul just exists.
Yeah.
Right.
Paul is like bitch.
I guess. I mean, but like Paul didn't deserve to die.
Nope.
I don't know. But like, I guarantee you, like you're gonna see the internet like, fuck this guy. It's like, what did he do? Like he's just there. I don't know. I was like, so many things underutilized, and all to make the villain once again misguided.
Oh my god.
And also make it Jean Grey.
Bro, she was a homicidal maniac.
So
Homicidal.
Dude, you ready? Noah, I want to ask you because you just got out of your theater. When they did the reveal that it was Jean Grey, how did your theater react?
there really wasn't one. I can tell you. So there was a negative reaction to the end credit scene, though. I recall multiple people to my left groaning, and one person saying, "Well, that was disappointing." And I have to agree because it's a Secret Wars. Like it's Secret Wars. That's it. Like that's what I'm getting from that. Is that it's gonna be they said it just said Spider-Man will return because he's actually in Doomsday or some shit. Like
apparently the new leak says that he is gonna show up in Doomsday.
I get so you're teasing all these things for the future, but it's gonna be like things that just aren't gonna pay off. So instead of doing it for this movie, I would like to say humbly I was wrong. Daredevil was not in this.
No,
I know.
we were all wrong.
Lucas
'cause we thought-
lost his shit earlier about it.
I genuinely, I think I told him in the theater. I looked over to my brother, my girlfriend, and my friend Robert, and I just sat for like 5 minutes, pissed out of my mind.
Me when I was
That it
watching
was
Scream
there.
7. You know why? But do you know why? Because they underutilize the hand. Like
Yeah.
what misguided kids. That is not what the hand
That
is.
is not
Like,
bad.
like, first off, these
Right.
are misguided kids. Like the leader's like 50. Like what are you talking about? It's like that is such a
They're
stupid
ancient
thing.
ninja cult, and you talking about their misguided kids.
It's like you
now you can
Clarify
play it off,
in the
right?
movie, they
Again,
did say
you
they
can
were
play it off.
acolytes.
I know, but you can play it off that he was just lying to Peter, and that's why he said that, right? But at the same time, though, you're right. It's just like, what? Like, how dumb? How dumb do you have to be to actually believe this dude that says that? Number one, right?
Peter was pretty fucking
then-
gullible.
Right? And then number two
This
is this.
Peter always is, bro.
He's dumb.
doesn't
Like,
think
I don't
ahead.
understand. But here's the deal. Also, some stuff that I forgot to mention. Number one, first off, Noah, in my theater, when it was revealed Jean Grey, the whole theater, including myself, groaned out loud. Like the whole theater was like, "Ah!" Right? We did not want it to be that. But number two, another thing I overlooked, like Lucas said, 4-year time skip. How did Peter get all that tech? He's supposed to be broke. How did he get all that tech?
My imagination
No
is
one
that
said
within the
anything.
4 years he is from dumpster diving, but they didn't explain it.
They
They
said
were-
so.
and
New
that-
Rockstar said it was a mixture of dumpster diving and like maybe he took some from. He had pieces left from before the spell. He had some stuff from Happy's house. You know his comic.
Yeah, but still, come on, bro. Really?
I know.
Really?
I'm with you. I'm with you, Dennis.
It should
be fair,
have
the
showed.
Pirates also had that stuff.
It should have showed just like how Andrew built his web shooters, just like how Andrew
Yeah.
was building shit. It should have showed of him building his stuff. You know what I mean,
3D printer that
dude?
makes nanobots.
Yeah,
How does he do it?
insane. And then
I will
all
say-
of the AI EV, so he's still Iron Man Jr.
Mm.
Performances all around though, spectacular. Spectacular.
Yes.
I mean, I guess this is a Punisher story. I mean, it's still the Punisher just being the Punisher. There's no real
It's a Punisher movie more than a Spider-Man movie.
like I enjoy Punisher's role in this.
Oh, he stole the movie. He stole the movie.
Well, see, here's the thing though, because I'm still like when I go back and watch the other Tom Spider-Man movies, I don't see him as Spider-Man. This movie to me, he felt like Spider-Man.
Yes.
Even like when he's not quipping as good as the other Spider-Man, but he's still doing his best. You know, because this is still he's such a fucking dork. Like I cannot get over how overwhelmingly dorkish this Spider-Man is. But
He's Spooderman. He's the frumpy Spider-Man. Dude.
where's my man? Where's my
No, he's like PS4 Spider-Man. PS4 Spider-Man is also unapologetically a goddamn dork.
No, but
Yep.
Spider-Man in the Insomniac games has good fucking quips, and when he's quipping to himself, I fucking laugh. Like he's swinging around and he's quipping. Is like, all right.
I'm
like,
replaying part 2 now, man, and I'm like, these 2 game stories are better than Tom Holland's whole run of movies.
Yep.
I would agree.
Like,
I would also like to argue that I think that they also took some stuff like some cinematography from the game.
oh yeah, like the whole roof fight. That was
Even when
straight
he's
from the
fighting,
game.
when he's fighting like the damage control guys outside the facility,
Mhm.
and he does like the slide attack with the web, and
Mhm.
oh yeah, when he's on the roof too, like that's all Spider-Man.
Yeah, those are like the side missions when you're going off and stopping a crime.
Yeah.
The scene where he gets shot with the 50, I think it's a 50 cal. When he gets shot with the 50 cal, and seeing the I'm glad we got to see the sheer power of that. It's just going. I saw it coming. May I say I saw it coming from a kilometer away.
What the hell is a kilometer? We're in America, guys.
I mean, I don't know. I saw some people disappoint. I saw this like him wearing the mask on like online. I saw that like as a spoiler. Like I thought it was funny. Because I know that we're gonna next time we see Punisher, he's gonna be killing people again. He's going after the Nucci family. So like and he was. It's not like he's gonna stop trying to kill people. He was still trying to kill people in this movie. He killed people in this movie. So I didn't like. I didn't have a problem with Punisher's character in this movie. Oh, I completely forgot because he was barely in it and he was way underutilized. Just like I said, the Hulk, guys.
Yeah,
That was so like what was that? Like I
we
will say,
finally got a good-looking Hulk. We
yeah,
finally got a massive savage Hulk just
Since
to be
2008,
removed in 2 seconds.
yeah.
and I was
since
also gonna
2008.
I also wanted to point out, I was like, I love that because he was being controlled by Jean, he was smaller. I'm looking at it, I was like, he looks awfully small compared to Spider-Man. And then when he says no girl, no banner, only Hulk, I was like, oh, he's getting big. He's getting
Yeah.
beefy.
Yeah,
And then
100%.
he was underutilized. They took the scene out where he gets punched in the face with the shocker thing. So it's like you put it in the scene and then you took that part of the scene out. It's like I don't know why you would have like I don't know. It's like but I guess like
You know what reference that was, right?
What's up?
You know what that reference was, right?
Which one?
No banner, only Hulk.
Yeah, I think what to the Ragnarok?
Nope. Ghostbusters.
No.
No
Yeah.
Dana, only Zool.
Only Zool. Yep.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he says it in the
That makes
comics,
sense.
but that is fair.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't think like they don't. Nobody in this like fucking MCU sphere knows what to do with the Hulk. Like you find like he was great, bro, for what we got, and then it was like, okay,
They're limited because of Universal.
Fox.
I don't care. I don't
No,
care.
it's Universal. Universal owns.
Or Universal
has it. Yeah. Universal has.
You know who Universal also owns? This is why
Who?
in Florida they can't have these characters in the theme parks. Universal also owns the Spider-Man rights for in the theme parks. They own Cyclops. They own Rogue.
Yep.
They own Green Goblin. They own Doctor Doom. They
What
own
about Storm,
you see what I'm
right?
saying? Wolverine.
Yeah.
They own Storm and they own Hulk.
Yeah.
So it's just like, come on, man. Give somebody a bone here, bro. You know, but this is what I was saying about this guy, right, Mr. Jason. This is why, and shit's all over the place, even for them. So like, it's just bad, bro. It's just a bad setup. But no, it continues since we already ranted.
Oh, you put it in the ranking?
No, we ranted. We ranted like
Oh, we
crazy.
ranted, okay.
Yeah, we said our piece, so we were waiting.
Yeah, like again, it has a lot of good moments. It's nowhere near as good as No Way Home. That is still the best one. And like
100%.
you want to talk about like nostalgia bait with that one, but like this one has so many comic references, so many references to the games, the movies, like it. Like, and you made Jean fucking twisted, and she's not even like she doesn't even have the Dark Phoenix, the Phoenix Force.
Nope.
So it's like, man, like I get it. She's like trying to protect her, like go for her sister, but like, if you feel like Spider-Man might be a hero and you see that he's a hero, why are you not trying to employ his help? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's not until like she then gets subdued by Spider-Man, the point where you'd be like, oh, he's a villain. Like he's.
But that's why Danny and I said, I think you missed it, but that's why Danny and I said, like, the only way that makes sense is if it's Madeline Pryor. You know?
Yeah, because remember, Madeline thought she was Jean the whole time. So this is a great way that you introduce your first big bad in X-Men. It's Mr. Sinister. That's a Jean clone, right?
Yes, I believe this is Sentinel at one point, which I believe that Wexter or something like that said Sentinel, like some type of Sentinel program. I could be wrong. I could have sworn he said Sentinel.
Yeah, but it's dumb, dude.
I know. Also, like, not that I think it's a bad idea, but I think that it's not going to matter because they're rebooting the franchise, that you change the origin of because you would have to imagine that the technology that Spider-Man came up with the universal inhibitors is going to get turned into the collars from the X-Men universe, right? I personally think that's quite an interesting dynamic that they could have done with the X-Men in the future with it. Like,
but now they blame Spider-Man though. Now
no, but I understand that, but that's why it would be an interesting dynamic because he has Jean who's going to vouch for him eventually when he goes to the X-Men, because they also had a rocky start to begin with. I don't know. I think it would be an interesting twist to things instead of what they done. But it's not going to matter.
I
And
think that they just need to introduce a Professor X immediately to this Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Because
and not a non-Jensen Ackles Magneto, please.
oh, please no.
Kyle,
Oh,
but
please.
so
No.
if you want me to be 100%, if you wanted to introduce Jean and the X-Men properly, know where you hit it on the head. It should have been her needing Spider-Man's help. And then on top of that, what you do is she doesn't know how to control her powers, whatever. Don't have the team up with Punisher. It's a team up between him and Jean, right? And then what you end up doing is you go and then introduce Professor X at the end.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what it should have been.
Yep.
And even if they just mentioned it, he could have been like, "Hey, I heard it at school in upstate New York." Like she's just going to upstate New York with no explanation. Like so.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like you introduce Jean Grey as well. You mention upstate, and then you still can't even say mutant.
Nope.
Like we still can't get we can't get anything from like No Bone. And then in the next Marvel movie that's scheduled, hey guys, it's the X-Men fighting with the Avengers to fight the Sentinels and Doctor Doom, who's a Fantastic Four villain, but he's going after Captain America.
Yeah, we're doing great.
And you have Spider-Man, who's either teased for Doomsday because they didn't say specifically that he was going to be in Secret Wars. They just said he was coming back. But it could also be Secret Wars. But regardless, he's coming back in a way that's not going to at all tie into anything that they were talking about with this movie. And for me, that brings this movie down. Because, like, yeah, a lot of this stuff could have been interesting, but you also could have used what you put in this movie as your focus instead, and it would have established more. Like you could have had Tombstone in the beginning in the montage go to prison, and then he gets out, and then he's working with the Hand to take out Spider-Man, like as an employment, like almost like they're working together. Like I don't understand why you take the company that was working for Iron Man and then further corrupt them within this story. Like I don't get why they're doing why Damage Control was in the first one and kind of a villain.
Common sense, Noah. It's because you have common sense. The fans have common sense.
Like
our
they could
watchers
have done
have
so
common
much.
sense.
Like Tombstone employing Scorpion, working with the Hand.
Yep.
Because and you also have Daredevil in this, and then you have I don't get why they made the choices that they made, because I don't know, it just I don't get it.
Again, so how did he escape? Scorpion keeps escaping. They showed it that he keeps fighting Scorpion. How?
Yep.
Who? What? When? Where? Why? Like it's just again too many things that is not explained, bro. It's literally like Lucas said. It's a Family Guy episode. Hey, this is what's happening now. What?
Next episode starts all over.
Oh yeah.
Lasting consequences. Except for when they killed Brian. Oh my God, Tony Stark is Brian, and they're bringing him back.
That's funny.
Gosh, that's
crazy.
Funny. That is wild.
That's funny.
What a wild take.
That's funny.
Wide open, guys.
Also, I gotta say, I did find it quite hilarious that MJ didn't remember at all. Like I know they're teasing it, right? Like they're teasing it because she's still got the necklace and she's the
So
twirling
dumb.
and all that other shit. But then you have you just do the handshake and it's like, bro. It's like your girl may not remember you, but your homies always will. Like what was that? Like that was so
Apparently
weird.
Yeah, apparently two things. Apparently, what we said earlier in the episode. Apparently that MJ called him Peter when he was in the spider suit, so it was just him making the connection that's Peter, the guy that MJ said. Or I personally think Ned's a sorcerer. Remember, he's a sorcerer. That's the only connection in No Way Home.
I forgot about that. I forgot.
So that handshake could have triggered him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Oh, and I guess that's also probably who they tease. Oh, one person remembers, and then it's him. I gotta say, I'm very glad that it wasn't the Hulk.
Well, no. So New Rockstar actually said the scene where Hulk has him pinned down, and he's looking at him at his eye. They said the Hulk, Savage Hulk, remembers him.
I think it was no.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Spider-Man was tapping into Bruce's.
That's fake news, everybody. Fake news.
I think it would make much more sense because he said he called him Bruce, and realistically, it would have made more sense if he called himself Peter instead of Ned when he went to the college because he called himself Peter. But like, I think it was Bruce remembering that face more so than it's like the whole like, oh, I remember Peter Parker because like, at what point does the Hulk himself have an interaction with Peter Parker? And I know you can say the funeral, right? That is such bullshit. No one is there. Hi, nice to meet you. Sorry, I'm shaking your burnt chicken wing arm. I know we both lost someone that's dear to us. That's also Bruce Banner. That's not the Hulk at that point. Yeah. So it doesn't make
but remember,
it doesn't make sense.
Remember, he has full control. They were one and the same at the time.
Oh yeah, so he has control. He doesn't have control. He has why does he have an
about that?
I don't understand why
I ranted about that. Thank you.
There's no explanation. Universal, if you want control of the Hulk, then make a fucking movie to explain what's going on.
Yeah, for real. Noah, I'm gonna say it before we hop off. What happened in Staten Island?
Stays in Staten Island? I don't
know. Remember he kept throwing it in Punisher's face. What happened to Staten Island?
Oh, he's gonna be involved with the family Nucci stuff, isn't he?
Maybe.
Oh, we can get a rated R Spider-Man? Was he actually teasing that?
No, we're not getting a rated R Spider-Man. All righty, boys. So one last thoughts. Any predictions before we hop off?
I think Doomsday might suck.
Well, for Spidey, obviously, we all think Doomsday. For Spidey.
Fair.
For Spidey, any last theories?
Nah, I ain't got no theories, but I do. I would love for us to, who hasn't watched it on this panel, catch up with X-Men '97 because they brought my boy in and did him justice this last episode. Death, baby. They did death justice. Gambit. Woo, boy, it was chef's kiss.
Yep.
I gotta say, I was watching the last. I think I'm in the episode before because it's not it's.
Oh shit! Then I spoiled it for you. I'm sorry.
No, I know. I obviously know who you're talking. Like they've been teasing it for 2 episodes, but like, I was surprised by the ending of last episode, and I'm like, all right, interesting. So I'm curious to see where they're going with it. Is this gonna be more than 8 episodes? Based on
9 episodes.
Okay, because I'm like, it seems like there's a lot to do in 1 episode.
There's a lot to do in more than any. 8 to 9 episodes is not a good season structure. Start making your shows longer for more. You can actually tell your stories.
Yeah.
Either that or make the episodes longer, as in like runtime.
My prediction for that show is they're introducing Onslaught eventually. All right, I have to go. Give me 1 second.
Right. Any last theories for Spider-Man, boys?
For Spider-Man, I genuinely think that there is a very strong chance that he might be in Beyond the Spider-Verse.
I hope so.
I do too.
That's the only way they're gonna
I
fix
don't
shit.
think he's gonna be a major part of it whatsoever. I think.
Well, no, it's just going to set up.
Do you think it's going to be like a Donald Glover that they just show him?
Yeah, I say that so because Feige confirmed we're not going to get Miles until Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out, live action wise. So having Tom Holland show up like Donald Glover did, that's going to be the kickoff for Miles to show up in live action.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be good.
No, you're giving them too much credit, Ian. Yeah, you're giving them too much credit.
I don't know. I think all of them are going to show up. I think all 3 of them are going to show up in Miles.
It's possible. It's possible. I think
that would be chef's kiss.
I think after Beyond, I think it's just going to be Secret Wars that we see him because we've already been told the next Spider-Man movie that we're going to get is not going to be for like the next 5 years.
That's so dumb, dude.
Yeah,
they should double down. They should double down on Spidey.
Ridiculous.
Just double down on Spider-Man and just keep it moving, man. But honestly, I think if he does show up in Beyond the Spider-Verse, that's cool. I mean, they already mentioned him, and they did it right, by the way, in Across the Spider-Verse by saying his universe is 1999, by the way, which is the
Mm.
actual number of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not 616 like they're saying. So
Oy.
yeah,
Oy.
yeah, you know, they already
616
mentioned him.
adjacent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it identifies as 616. Anyway, before we get in trouble, Marcus, any last thing?
Nah, man. I'm not excited for anything Marvel this year. You know,
Yeah,
X-Men '97 has been the only decent thing this year for me. You know,
yeah.
for Marvel wise. So yeah.
All right, Vision Quest. Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
I like
Alrighty,
Vision.
guys. So yeah, right. Alrighty, guys. So we ranted long enough about this. Stay tuned this Sunday. We have the Howling Hour for our horror podcast. And then I believe next week we do have our re-rankings of the Spider-Man franchise since we've seen Brand New Day. And we'll see how that holds up against the other Spider-Man movies, see if we change our minds. And as you know, that's our drinking game time. So
yeah.
make sure stay thirsty, my friends. We will see you on Sunday or next week.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Deuces.
Later.